here, right? Yeah, it's recording already. Alberto, yeah, it's coming. We are now 15 people. So we're going to start. Yep. Okay, so I started recording. I have my papers here. So we're going to start by the first thing that we're going to do. Last class we were working a video about Peruvian weavers. We saw it, we did some exercises, but I would like to see it again to just to have like a general idea on what was the main topic of this video, all right? So I would like you to see it again, and then we could discuss about it for a little while, just a little while, okay? I'm going to no se puede minimizar Zoom durante la grabación de esta reunión. How can I do it then? ¿Alguien sabe cómo hacer eso? ¿Cómo se puede hacer? A ver. Ah, tengo que... Sorry. Ya, I know. Tengo que compartir pantalla. All right, wait. There we go. Slide 4. Try to pay attention to some of the questions that we have in this video. All right? The questions are in here. It says, who is Nilda Cayupi? Why did she start the cooperative? What was her... I can read it now. Let me see. Wait. Why did she start the cooperative? What was her dream? How did one man get involved in the weaving? And how much money can the women make? Focus on those questions, okay? So we're going to watch the video right now. Yeah, here we go.
In a small village high in the Andes, it all starts with the sheep. Just one that loses its warm winter wool. First, a few people from the village, or villagers, catch the sheep and prepare the knife. Then, they carefully tie up the sheep so that it can't move. Finally, they use the knife to cut the sheep's winter coat of wool. After that, one of the newest and most important industries in Chinchero begins. The methods they use are traditional, but these villagers are part of something new. The wool they're collecting is for a new and different business, a weavers' cooperative that the women here manage. Every Monday and Saturday, 46 women and girls cut wool from their sheep and llamas. Then they spin it into yarn for making cloth. Nilda Kayanupa is the leader for the Center for Traditional Textiles, which manages the cooperative.
Any of my age in my town was learning to weave, so it was kind of sad that the weaving was disappearing. So because that, I always, my dream was that the younger generation should learn so the weaving won't die.
Nilda grew up in the Andean countryside, where many of the men are farmers.
Chinchero is a farming village. We are the best. I'm not saying because I am from this village, but we are best producers of the potatoes and many beans like quinoa, barley.
Farming has long been a tradition in Chinchero. Many farmers here continue the traditions of the Inca people who lived in the Andes for centuries. However, farming no longer brings in enough money to support a whole family here. So, with the changes in the economy, traditional ideas are changing too. Until now, it's always been the men who have farmed and the women who have cooked and cared for the children. They have also taken wool from the sheep and woven it into cloth. It's this weaving that's now becoming more and more important. Nilda says that these women weavers are becoming the main economic supporters of the family. As an example, she tells of one woman whose husband has started helping with the sheep. She explains that this wasn't very common in the past. Men only farmed the land and didn't help with the weaving.
But today, this group of the ladies, can make not a lot of money, but a reasonable amount of money.
Now in Chinchero, weaving isn't just a tradition. It's a way to make money and live well. Weaving has also become more important for the culture of Chinchero. It has become a way to make the textile tradition stronger and to keep a part of the past alive.
I learned when I was in the 3rd grade of school with very basic weaving. Today I weave blankets, shawls, ponchos, and prepare my own yarn.
Older women now teach the younger girls. The goal is to bring back the strength of the textile tradition of the past. They want to keep the Peruvian weaving traditions alive. As the young women of Chinchero learn to weave, they also learn to be self-sufficient. They can sell the blankets and clothes that they make in their free time.
I do my weaving in my house, in the afternoons and early morning, and here on Monday and Saturday too.
Weaving groups like the Chinchero Cooperative are giving new life to the textile tradition. In the end, their cooperative may prove that many threads together are stronger than one alone.
All right. Okay. So, according to this, Carlos, what can you infer from this reading? What called your attention about this video?
That some things are changing now.
What is changing?
The role that the women play, at least in Peru, at least in that part of Peru, they are starting to make some money. Maybe not enough to, I don't know, to maintain a whole family, but to help the family.
All right. Okay. Good. Good. Crystal, anything that you can mention about the video? Crystal, are you there?
Sorry, I'm lost.
Okay, so let's continue with Angelica. What about you? What things called your attention about the video? What is it important? Carlos mentioned that things are changing in that part of Peru, right? What other thing called your attention?
The way that they teach the younger girls.
Yeah.
To be right. Like, I don't know how to say it. Independent.
Yeah, self-sufficient. That is a good word to learn. Okay, nowadays women are self-sufficient, but also they keep their tradition. Okay, it's not only keeping the tradition like in the past, but now they keep the tradition, and at the same time they are helping to maintain a group of people. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay, anything else that you would like to say? For example, let's see, Samantha, do you think that this part of Peru is kind of a reflection of what is happening in the rest of the world?
How so?
Do you agree with that idea that nowadays what is happening in Peru is kind of a reflection of what is happening around the world in general?
I mean, I can make the relation.
You can't? You can't? Negative?
No, I can't.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Braulio, what do you think about it? Do you agree with what I'm saying? that what is happening in Peru, in that part of Peru, is kind of a reflection of what is happening around the world?
Yeah, I think so because a lot of time ago, women used to not get to work and just work in the house because of the chauvinism. And nowadays, they are starting working. They are having like more importance than they used to be. They used to have. So I think that yeah, this is a reflection of our society right now.
Yeah. Okay. For example, Kimberly, what is your opinion about this? Are you studying uh, English pedagogy to work, or are you studying because you just want to improve your English only? Is your idea to be independent, or is your idea to get married and live with someone without caring about working?
Obviously, I want to work in this because I think that obviously I want to be independent eventually. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that this video is important because, as I said before, it's a reflection. Nowadays, women are different. In the past, when I was young, for example, my main idea, look at me now, I am guilty, I declare myself guilty of this thinking. But when I was like you, I used to think that women had to be at home. All right. I used to think that it was the man, the one who had to work, and the women had to be home. Why? Because my father was like that. He was a sailor, so my life was very strict and very, squared. It was the thinking of a man who was a sailor. Then I got married, and then my wife started. Well, she studied and started working. So when she got the first salary, I forget about that. I forget about about all my thinking of women had to be home, because it was pretty good, and now we are a complement. We both work, we both bring money for the house. So I think that it's pretty important. But not only about that, it's not only about money, it's about independence, about women have to be independent. Okay, so that is the message of this video, and I think it is very important. Okay, now we're going to move into the next unit. Okay, so we're going to start working with a reading that appears here. All right. How can I move this? What I want. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, we're going to see a reading, but first we're going to start working with this unit, world together. Okay, a world together. We're going to start by answer this question. I want a brainstorming. Yeah, let's see. What does the term globalization mean to your group? Not your group, but you. What is globalization for you? Think for a minute, and I'm going to ask you. Think about globalization. We're living in a globalized world, but what do you understand by that? Could you define that personally? I can offer the word to the ones who want to say it before asking you. Is anybody, or can anybody give me kind of a definition of globalization? What is globalization for you?
The point of history where every country is connected.
Yeah, okay. It's connected. Yeah, you are talking about connection, right? Any other idea?
I
Um,
think
That involves all people.
Sorry?
Something that involves all people.
Yeah, something that involves all people, right? all kind of people. That's the idea. Okay, a girl was trying to, a lady was trying to say
Yeah,
something.
it was me. I
Yeah.
was gonna say it's the way the world is connected with technology and also other aspects regarding political things and all that.
Yeah. Okay. What the world that is connected, etc. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else?
Maybe the destruction of all the barriers thanks to technology.
Yeah. Okay. So mainly you have talked about communication technology, connections, right? That is globalization for you. Well, I went to the dictionary and listened to what globalization is, or the definition of globalization according to the Webster Dictionary. I'm going to read it for you. Pay attention. The developing of an increasingly integrated global economy worked by free trade, flow of capital, and cheaper foreign labor market. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. The developing of an increasingly integrated global economy marked by free trade, flow of capital, and cheaper foreign labor market. Okay. What is different from the ideas that you offered here? Can you see any difference? You talked about communication mainly. In this definition, they talk about economy. That is kind of a different view of life. I am more for the things that you said, okay? I think that it's not only economy. Yeah, it's important, the economy, all right? But it's for me, it's more important the economy. Sorry, the communication. Nowadays, we can travel, we can visit other places, we can have news easily from other countries. Yeah, so it's not only economy, but also communication. All right. Okay. Now, paying attention to this part, we're going to do the reading that is connected with this. Okay. This is the reading. Let's read the first two paragraphs in order to check if what you said is kind of the same that we have in your opinions. Okay, Alberto, start reading the first paragraph, please. This is a reading called A World Together. Read the introduction, goods move, etc., and then read the first paragraph. Alberto?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, A World Together. Goods move, people move, ideas move, and cultures change, by Erla Swingle. Once I started looking for them, I realized these moments are everywhere. One day, I'm sitting in a coffee shop in London having a cup of Italian espresso served by an Algerian waiter, listening to the Beach Boys playing in the background. Another day, I'm eating in a restaurant in New Delhi that serves Lebanese food to the music of a Filipino band in rooms decorated with a vintage poster for a blues concert in New Orleans.
Right, good. Let's see, continue reading, please, Catalina Allende. The second paragraph.
Okay.
These
are globalization's moments.
Globalization
moments. We are in the middle of a worldwide change in cultures.
Okay. Cultures. Yeah.
A transformation of entertainment, business, and politics. Popular culture. Sorry. Popular culture has crossed borders in ways we have never seen before. According to social scientists, our world is shrinking.
Yeah, shrinking.
Shrinking.
That is shrinking. Yeah, diminishing, getting smaller. Right, continue.
In Japan, people have become flamenco fanatics, and there are hundreds of dance schools around the country.
All right.
In the last
All right.
few years.
All right,
Sorry.
Catalina, Martina now. Go on reading Martina, please. In the last.
I'm lost. Yeah. In the last few years, dozens of top Spanish flamenco artists have given performances there. It's a huge and growing market. Meanwhile, in Denmark, people have discovered a new interest in Italian food, and pasta imports have grown 5,000%.
500.
Sorry, over the last decade. And the classic American blonde Barbie doll now comes in about 30 national varieties, including varieties, including Austrian and Moroccan.
All right. See, thinking about what we read here, what you said, and the definition of globalization that I read. What do you think about it, Jorge Alvarez? Can you see any difference? What is? Are we closer? Is this reading closer to my definition, or the definition that you gave? Are you there, Jorge, or not? Jorge Alvarez? No? Jorge González then. But one Jorge. Okay, Jorge?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're there.
So what's the question?
Because I read a definition, you gave a definition, right? Like in a brainstorming, and then we read here a kind of definition too. What is closer? This definition of the reading is closer to what you said or what I said?
I didn't say something about the globalization, but I was thinking about things that refer to economy and technology. I mean, also in the past, people traveled around the world just to make a kind of market to trade ingredients and a new type of food, and nowadays this is all connected and easily to get. So in my opinion, globalization affords a lot of improvements in technology. What's more, I don't know what
Okay.
my definition.
It's better in technology, better because you can travel. Okay, I agree with you, because in this case, my definition of globalization is mainly economic. In here, you also talk about, moments. You are everywhere now. You can be sitting in a coffee shop in London, listening to, with an Algerian waiter, listening to music from England, etc. You have like different possibilities nowadays. So that is totally different with the past. Now, for example, if we talk about this pandemic that we are suffering, this is also because of globalization. The borders are now open. So there were some Chileans in China and in different countries, in Italy, in Spain, and they came to Chile and they brought, the pandemic into our country. So the globalization is not now only related to economy, but also related to communication, related to traveling, related to knowledge, culture, etc. So it's a big thing. Let's continue with the reading now in order to understand everything. So let's see. Braulio, read please. How do people? Are you there, Braulio?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll open it in my phone because I don't see it pretty well in the screen.
Ah, you can read well. You can read well. Okay, let's see then. Can you read or not, Braulio?
Yeah, I'm opening it in my phone.
Yeah. You have to read from how do people feel about.
Which page? Which page is this?
I don't know. I don't know. If you, while you're looking for it, I'm going to ask
27,
another
27.
person to read it. Gloria, read that. Gloria Mena. Gloria?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do
You're reading. How do people?
people feel about globalization? It depends to a large extent of where they live and how much money they have. However, globalization, as one report has stated, is a really not a choice.
No, it's a reality, not a choice.
It's a reality, not a choice. Humans have always developed a commercial and cultural connection. But these days, computer, the internet, cell phone, cable TV, cable TV, and cheaper air transportation have accelerated and complicated this connection. And
Nevertheless, you can read in here. Are you reading from the book?
Yes.
Okay, so finish reading, please.
The basic dynamic is the same. Goods move, people move, ideas move, and cultures change.
Okay, okay, stop there. Braulio, can you find it? Could you find it? Yeah, continue.
The difference now is the speed and the extent of these changes. Television had 50 million users after 13 years. The internet had the same number after only 5 years. But now that more than 1/5 of all people in the world speak at least some English, critics of globalization say that we are one big Macworld.
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 Why do you think they say that? Macworld. Is connected with that.
Yeah, I know, but once I was talking with a native speaker and I said McDonald's and she said that it wasn't right and it was McDonald's.
McDonald's? The pronunciation?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't know. I listened to McDonald's. Some people say McDonald. The Americans say McDonald, something like pretty fast. Okay, but that is the connection, right? Some people for globalization say that it's better. We have cultural changes. We can travel easily. We have more users in television, etc. But also some people say, no, we have a culture that is only American culture. Okay, continue reading, please. Tiare. Tiare, are you there? Tiare? No, not there. Let's see. Who? Martina, Kimberly. But I have discovered
that cultures are a resourceful, resilient, and unpredictable as people they include. In Los Angeles, I saw more diversity than I thought possible at Hollywood High School, where the students' body speaks 32 different languages. In Shanghai, I found that the television show Sesame Street has been redesigned by Chinese educators to teach Chinese values and traditions.
Continue. We've taken
an American box, one told me, and put Chinese content into it. In India, where there are more than 400 languages and several very strict religions, McDonald's serves lamb instead of beef and offers a vegetarian menu acceptable to even the most orthodox Hindu.
Right. Another thing to think about it, yeah, as it is said here, okay, we are learning from other countries easily, their culture, etc. Now, if you travel, for example, let's see, to China or to Japan, where you can't read anything, because they have that the symbols, you know, and all the announcements and advertisements are in those, you know, kind of letters that we don't understand. But you don't need that in order to eat, because you can look up and you will see a McDonald's, you know, a McDonald's symbol there, and you can go and eat something. Or you can have a Pizza Hut or any type of restaurants that are American, and you can eat like Western food in there. Okay, so that's a good thing about it. Okay, let's continue. Valentina Vallejos, read the last paragraph, please.
The one that says, so what's next?
Yes.
Okay. So what's next? It's the eve of the millennium, and the remote Himalayan country of Bhutan has just granted its citizens access to television. The last country on the planet to do so, the outside world has suddenly appeared in stores and living rooms across the country. Sorry for the noise. What will happen now when an isolated and deeply conservative society is exposed to hip hop and MTV?
All right. Okay. So this reading, you will have to do it again at home. My idea here is that you have to understand. Yeah, that is the main thing in here. To understand the idea of what globalization means. It's not only something related to economy, it's something related to culture, communication, etc. So in here you have a lot of, you know, material to read. Now health is important too. For example, the transmission of illnesses like this pandemic, you know, is something that is totally possible nowadays with globalization. In the past, probably it would have been different because not so many people used to travel. Nowadays, you know, all of us can travel, or at least a big group of people can travel. You know, the increasing of Chilean people who travel every year is enormous nowadays. There are thousands, I would say more than thousands, hundred thousands of people who are traveling every year. Okay, so they learn, they visit, they know, but also they bring sometimes bad things about it. Okay, now what other aspect have influenced globalization? We have been able to see now, for example, what has happened with animals. Have you seen what has happened with animals? Can anybody say anything about that?
They are having crossovers that didn't happen before.
Like what, for example?
Like a zebra with a, how is it called?
What? A zebra?
A burro. The zebra with
a donkey.
A donkey? No, but it's not the same. It's yeah, but that crossover.
Yeah.
You
but
want to say mula?
Okay, sorry?
I think that probably want to say a zebra with a mula, but I don't.
Mule. Mule.
Yes, mule.
All right. Well, but anyway, the idea in here is that animals are recovering their habitat. We have seen pumas in downtown area in Santiago. Yeah. And then the other day I saw a video about lots of animals, wild animals like lions, elephants, and other wild animals walking in the street because now they feel free to come. And also, for example, the environment is recovering a lot. In Venice, for example, which was full of contamination, nowadays you can see fish which are living and which are, living in those waters that before were really contaminated. And that's another thing that is because of globalization or the loss of, yes?
Another thing is about like when the animals are bring to other countries that don't have that animals, like when the Spanish people came to America, they bring an ant that doesn't belong here. So that ant started to grow and grow and started to like eat all other ants that are from this from America.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to say, but are the animals that are like in los animales que son como integrados, así, no me acuerdo cómo se
Well,
dice la
yeah,
palabra.
the idea is that animals, certain animals are, adapting to our reality, right? Because with this globalization, in the past, some species were brought to our country or to America. And nowadays, also with the living, like we are not using the spaces, the streets are empty. So animals are returning to live in areas that they didn't come. They are not so afraid of men, okay? So with this globalization, well, things have changed. With these illnesses, things have changed, all right? Okay, but it's an interesting topic. The idea in here, in this area, is to understand that globalization has affected us in a lot of ways, not only in the economical way. In the economical way, it has affected us also, but it has brought good and bad things. For example, our economy went down a little bit. For example, in the past, Chile had a lot of factories that made shoes. But what happened with those factories? The shoes that we made were made of leather, very good shoes, very well done, very well made. But then it started coming shoes from Pakistan, from China, from whatever place, and they were very cheap and much cheaper because the labor there, the payment of the labor was much cheaper. So if a pair of shoes cost in here, I don't know, 20,000, 40,000, a pair of shoes coming from India or from Bhutan or from Pakistan cost, I don't know, 10,000 pesos. Okay, so in a certain way, we can get things cheaper, but at the same time, we are destroying our economies. Okay, so there are a lot of things that are affecting us with this globalization. Okay, now as a homework, you will have to read then this again and do exercise 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, as homework. All the exercise 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 as homework. And now we're going to do exercise 8 from the book. Exercise 8 from the book. Okay? I'm going to take this. Wait a minute, please.
Profe, los ejercicios que hay que hacer para tarea es donde dice What's Playing de esa página.
Yes. No, this one. A World Together. This one. It's before the reading.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, yeah. Now we're going to anyway see something related to that page, which is vocabulary or global culture. It says here, can you see it, right? So some adjectives and nouns often go together. For example, outside world, popular culture, okay? And in there you have, let me move this. It says here, complete the sentences with these words from the article. You have connections, culture, influences, market, world. So you have to complete with one word in order to make adjective and noun together. For example, television is a good example of popular. Popular what?
Market.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some minutes, okay? For you to complete it. It says, television is a good example of popular. There is a growing for reality TV. We're trying to encourage cultural between our two countries. Many societies have been open to Western, and do they have any contact with the outside? What is the collocation for those words? Okay? 1 minute to do it. Okay? Catalina Arce, how would you do the first one? Television, Catalina Arce, are you there? Catalina?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so television is a good example of popular.
I don't have it, but I think that can be popular. I don't know. Or
Anybody else? Open your mics and tell me.
Culture?
Popular culture, that's right. Let's see. Martina, what about number 2? There's a growing for reality TV.
Market?
Yeah, growing market for reality TV. Let's see, Juan Pablo, the next one. We're trying to encourage cultural between our two countries.
Environment?
Cultural connections, that's right, cultural connections. Let's see, Christian Videla, number 4, read it. Christian, are you there?
Many societies have been open to Western influences.
Right. And the last one, let's see, Valentina Vallejos.
Wait.
Number
Last
5.
one?
Number 5.
Wait, do they have any contact with the outside world?
Right. Okay, so in here you have popular culture, growing market, cultural connections, Western influences, and outside world. All right. Now I wrote in here some words that are adjective and noun. They are always together. For example, best friend, balanced diet, bad mood, alphabetical order, bad habit. With heavy, you have a lot of words that can go with heavy. Can you think of any with heavy? What can you be? A heavy what? Many of you are
Heavy lifter.
Huh?
Heavy lifter.
Yeah. Many of you are heavy smokers here, right? You can be heavy smokers. You can have a heavy rain. You can have a heavy traffic. You can be a heavy sleeper. For example, the ones that didn't come today. Yeah.
Heavy accent? Heavy accent? No.
Sorry?
Heavy accent?
Heavy accent, yeah. You can have a heavy. No, I think that you have a strong accent. A strong accent. For example, Irish people have a strong accent. I have some others like deep breath, married couple, long way, etc. You can have a lot of those things, but this is usually a connection for that. Okay. So now we're going to go into unit 2D. Okay. So let's see. Oops. Wait. Yeah, you can see it in there, right? Unit 2D. It says, what's playing? All right. Before going into this part, I would like you to tell me, in here you have like 3 announcements. Read the first announcement, Christian Videla. What do you see in there? Can you read it or not? A little bit. Let's move it a little bit. What is it? What do you read? Number 1.
Flamenco Festival.
Yeah.
From purists to innovators. El Tablao, March 1 to
Tablao.
15.
El tablao es español.
Tablao.
El tablao.
Here, a thrilling experience.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Let me move this. Kimberly, what about the second one? What is it? What can you read in there? Kimberly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You're
Yeah,
talking
okay.
about the images, right? A Few Degrees More, a film by Chloe Blake. That?
Yeah, all right. So you have in there a film, right? Which can be, what are the adjectives that describe the film, Kimberly?
Unforgettable and fascinating.
Fascinating. The other one was spectacular and a thrilling experience. And number 3, Braulio, read number 3 and describe the adjectives, or read about the adjectives.
Who's laughing now? Hawaii top comedians in an all-new show. Terrific, hilarious. To support comic relief. One night only, 9 p.m., March 5.
All right. Okay, now if you have to tell me to choose, if you had to choose where to go from these 3, what would you choose? What would you choose in that case? Let's see. I don't know if you're here. Nicolas is here. Which one would you like, Nicolas? To go to a flamenco festival, to a good movie with Chloe Blake, or to a comedian performance? What would be your choice?
My choice will be the comedian.
The comedian? Why?
Because it's more like to have fun and meet other person or have a great time.
All right, good. Samantha, will you choose the same thing? Samantha Donoso?
Yeah.
Also
because I think that.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You prefer to go to a funny thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about let's see, Angelica? What would be your choice? Angelica, are you there? No. Let's see. Martina, what about you? You are there, Martina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see the flamenco.
The flamenco, really?
Yes.
Do you like those things?
Yes, because when I was a child, I practiced flamenco.
Oh, nice, nice.
And I would like to see it again.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Yeah, I have something I would like to show you a video later about flamenco thing. Very interesting. Let's see, Alberto. Now, if I add some other things, for example, I don't know, going to a club, going to a cultural festival, going dancing, apart from the other things, what would you choose?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm like actually a little bit lost in this part.
Yeah, okay. Who
Sorry.
can tell me that? Let's see, Camila Rosales. What is the thing, what would be your option in that case? For example, if you ask me, I would choose going to the cinema. I love going to the cinema. I enjoy it. I like to watch movies. If I want to see a show or something like a presentation, it has to be very special, not any. What about you, Camila? What would you choose if you had the free afternoon and the money to go? What would be your option? Are you there, Camila?
Dijo que no podía responder porque no tiene micrófono.
Okay, yeah. Who can answer? You, Kimberly. You can answer. What can you tell me?
I would also choose the film because I like watching movies as well, and the other events are not really that interesting to me.
Yeah. All right, good. We have to learn now some special vocabulary related to film or things like that. Wait for a little while. I'm going to show you something related to that. I lost it. This is the one. Cinema and theater. Okay. Here you have some vocabulary related to that. Pay attention. Cinema and theater. You have inside the theater, you have an image there. You have the curtains, the stage, the stalls, the aisle, and the circle. Can you understand what each one of those is or not? The curtain is clear. Stage is where the presentations are made. What about the stalls? Does anybody know what the stalls are?
The seats?
Yeah, the seats that are in front of the audience, right? And what is an aisle? Look at the pronunciation. It's not ice, it's aisle, aisle. The same as island. The S is not pronounced. What is the aisle? The aisles are the passages.
Like,
yeah, okay, Braulio? Braulio?
but you already said so.
Yeah, okay. Are the passages. And what do you, Braulio, what do you understand by circle?
By circle. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the upper part. It's like the balcony, we call it in Spanish, or the gallery. Yeah, that is a circle. We're going to read a little bit about this. Let's see, Martina, play some musical. Read this, the vocabulary. First, before you start, it says here, note, the people in the theater are called the audience. Yeah, that is the first thing that you have to remember. Read, play some musicals here.
Okay. Plays and musicals. At the theater, you can see plays. AG. What is AG?
Example.
Example? Okay. Hamlet, written by Shakespeare, or musicals. AG. Phantom of the Opera, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Lloyd?
Lloyd Webber. Sorry, before you continue, what other musical did this actor or this director make? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Very famous one. The Phantom of the Opera was one. Any other one? Do you know? Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ Superstar was made by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Continue.
Okay. You usually reserve tickets in advance, sometimes before you see the play. When you see the play or film, it is called a performance. A.g.
Example.
The evening, sorry. The evening performance usually starts at 8 p.m.
All right, here you have some vocabulary that you have to remember. What is a play? What is a musical? What is to book? What is to book in advance? And what is a performance? All this vocabulary is related to this kind of, things related to music and art. Continue reading Catalina Arce. What about cinema? Catalina Arce, are you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, okay, Catalina, read please.
Cinema?
Yeah.
Okay. Films are shown on a screen. In your country, films made in English may have subtitles, writing the translation at the bottom of the screen, or they are dubbed. English replaced by actors speaking the words in our own language. The person who makes the film is the director, Steven Spielberg, and the people in the films are actors. Famous actors are often called film stars. Or stars. Example, Julia Roberts.
Okay. Okay, here you have some other vocabulary for cinema. You have the screen, subtitles, what is to dub, director, film star. Okay, now you have types of films. Nicolás Parada, read the types of films.
War film, Apocalypse Now, Platon, romance, love story about a relationship, thriller, interesting and exciting, often about crime, disaster movie, Titanic, action film, Indiana Jones, or horror film, Dracula, comedy, funny film, makes you laugh, and romantic comedy, love story, and funny.
Okay, so those are the types of film that you can watch or you can see. For example, a war film like Apocalypse Now, Platoon. Romance, a love story about a relationship. Can you mention any very romantic film that you have loved? I like romantic films, but can you tell me any romantic film that you remember? Open microphones.
Me Before You.
Which one?
Me Before You.
Me Before You. For me, for me, the best one, or one of the best one, is Pride and Prejudice. I love that movie. Or also, for the ones who are very old, you are not old, but you know, Gone with the Wind. Do you know what Gone with the Wind is in Spanish?
Lo que el viento se llevó.
Yeah, that is one of the most famous movies and very romantic. Okay, then you have thriller, interesting and exciting, often about a crime. Disaster movie, the most typical one is Titanic, but you have others, many others, disaster movies. Action film like Indiana Jones, horror films like Dracula, comedy. Usually nowadays, horror films are kind of funny for people, okay? Did you see The Exorcist? Some people laugh now, but when it appeared, it was pretty, scary. And then the romantic comedy, like, for example, Love Story and Funny, okay? Let's see the last part. Valentina Vallejos, describing plays and films. Read that, please. There is one more. Okay, Valentina?
Yes.
There? Yeah.
The E, right?
Yes.
Journalists who write about films and plays are called critics.
Critics.
And
Can you mention, Valentina, can you mention any famous critic in Chile?
I know one, but I don't remember his name. He's bald, and he had a program on Via X.
Yeah. Okay. And this one,
Gonzalo, I don't know.
Yeah,
Gonzalo Frias.
very famous.
Yes.
What is the name?
Gonzalo Frias is his name.
Gonzalo Frias. Okay, continue.
Séptimo Vicio.
Yeah.
Antonego.
They're called critics, and the articles are called reviews. These are some common words they use.
Okay, before you continue, there is one critic that write in the Las Últimas Noticias, and he's pretty famous too, and he makes very famous reviews too. Can you mention him? Does anybody know him? I can't remember the name, but it's very famous.
Dr. File.
What's the name?
Dr. File.
Yeah, could be Dr. File. Yeah, all right. Okay, continue, Valentina.
Brilliant, superb acting, fantastic acting, very moving, has a big effect on our emotions, often sad. Violent scenes, scenes including fighting and death. An awful, dreadful film, terrible. A slow film, boring. Gripping story, exciting, interesting. Good fun, enjoyable but not serious. A complex plot, story with many ideas.
Okay, so here you have some more vocabulary. And finally, telling the story, I'm going to read it to finish the class. It says here, the film is set. So that means the film happens. in the 1920s. For example, nowadays I'm observing or watching a series called the what's the name? I forgot the name. Peaky Blinders. Have you seen it? It's great,
Yes.
and it's set in the 20s. Very good series. You can go into Netflix and you can see it. Pretty good. Yeah, it's about when you start telling a story. So meaning the subject is about something. A young man from a poor background. Background meaning the family history and his economical situation. Commits a girl and they fall in love, fall in love, but her family don't accept him. So they run away, go to another place to be away from the parents. At first, in the beginning, everything is fine, but the things go wrong, problems appear in their situation, and she has to leave him or they will be unhappy. So this is the vocabulary you use to tell a story, all right? So we're going to stop now. We have to continue next class. Remember that Friday is free. We don't have classes Friday. So next Monday, we're going to continue. I'm going to upload this and the other things that we saw today, cinema and theater, and I'm going to upload the page with the exercises, page 77. Sorry, exercise 76, but the exercises. So I'm going to do it today, and I'm going to upload some other materials, right? As you could see now, we didn't have any problems with the time because I got unlimited time. Okay, so now we're not going to be stopped in the middle of the class, and we are going to try to use the complete time to finish our ideas. So finally, I could do it. All right, so we are better now. Now I can leave some little time if you have any doubts. Okay, right now, if you have any doubts, I want to see also who came in order to call the roll. Any questions so far? Anything that it wasn't clear for you? Anything that you would like to ask? You can also ask me about things from the course of studies if you have any doubts also. So you can ask me questions at this moment, or else we can stop the meeting. Any question?
Mr. Núñez.
Yes.
Something about. ¿Le puedo hablar en español?
Okay, let's see.
Algo sobre la presentación. ¿Eso es para cuándo y sobre qué cosas puede ser o qué no puede ser, básicamente?
Yeah, you can say that in English, so ask me in English.
Yeah. What about the presentation? Does it have to be about a specific topic or something like that? Can I do it in a free way? When do I have to send it to you, or do I have to do it, in a call like this on Zoom?
Yeah, okay. There are many questions in there. I remember that we were talking with Miss Patty about this, and we decided, if I am not wrong, if I am not incorrect, we decided that this semester you had to prepare a class, okay, to present a topic. You can choose a topic. It's up to you, right? Or you can present a unit if you want to present it, all right? You can choose what you want to present, but you have to do it in a format of a class. As if you had an audience, so you have to prepare a class. How would you present, for example, the grammar aspect of the unit? How would you present the topic of the unit, etc.? So you have to prepare a class. The format, it has to be a video, like we don't have any other possibilities at this moment. You can work, in this case, I think it will have to be alone or probably 2 people, but not more than that because it's a class, okay? And okay, so that's kind of the general idea. I know that Miss Patty uploaded all the rules about the presentation. Okay, so you have to find it out in there and see what you have to do. So you can start like working from now on. You can ask us questions about what you are going to present, if you have doubts, etc. Okay? So that's
Okay.
the idea. Is
If
it
we
clear?
decide to do the presentation in pairs, could that person be from the other from another section?
Yeah, yeah, I don't care about that. Okay. The only thing is that you will have to present it in both ways. So as for the teacher of the other section, see it, and us. Okay. So it has to be like twice. But you can send it to us, and then we are going to see it. Okay. Any other question? One thing that I would like to tell you. Yes. Any question?
It's a class
Yes, Juan
online,
Pablo?
right?
Juan Pablo? Tell me.
It's a live, right?
Oh, I can't hear you well. No, I can't hear you, Juan Pablo.
Online.
It doesn't sound well. No. Well, you can send it to me by written. But before you continue, I would like to ask you something. Sorry, not ask you, but tell you. We still don't have the programación académica or the definite programación académica, which is a problem. Because up to now, it is probably that we are going to have only one section, which is terrible, which is really terrible, because one of the sections would disappear. We don't know yet. We are crossing fingers in order for that not to happen. But if it happened, we would have to have more than 50 students in one group, in only one group.
But this is happening in all the sections of our year?
Well, it has been happening in some sections only, not all of them. I know that third year and fourth year are going to have both sections. But now at this moment, they are kind of, deciding whether to have two sections in first and second year. We presented our ideas about this. We consider that it's not very good to have so many students in first and second year, because you need more practice and things have to be clearer. But we are waiting for the answer. If nothing happens, we're going to continue like this with 34 or 33 students, which is good, okay? But if the other thing happens, we're going to tell you that, and we will have to be clear that you would have like a lot of classmates, okay? Okay, so that's it. No other questions? Okay. So,
Teacher.
yeah, one by one each time. Valentina.
Where did Miss Patricia upload the rules about the work?
In the same Google Classroom.
In the classroom?
Yeah. Google Classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to look it up in there. Any other question?
Thanks.
Okay. Yes, Carlos?
The date when we have to send that is there where Miss Patty uploaded that in Classroom, I mean? Or
everything
you haven't seen it?
I think that
okay.
She wrote everything about we talked about it, and she wrote it and uploaded, with all the dates and rules, everything about this task.
Oh, okay.
You did very good jobs last semester. We were really satisfied with the things you did last semester. Some of them were really funny, and we enjoyed a lot. So I hope that this semester you're going to work the same way. I mean, I really appreciate these things, because it's a way of creating. You start creating things, and that is pretty good. Okay, people. Fortunately, I could do the class normally. So from now on, we're going to have like no interruptions and no things that will bother our classes. Okay. So I'm going to upload all the materials and have a nice weekend. Enjoy it. And okay, that's it. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Hasta la próxima.
Goodbye.